I was just watching a video by John, a British expat in the Philippines. He likes it when you mention his name instead of slyly referencing him. He was talking about how easily misunderstood we are by the Filipinas we're involved with. They just don't understand things the same way we do. You'll often hear people say, don't bring your Filipina to the US or to the West. And actually, there's a really good argument to be made that if you bring your Filipina to the West, like my wife's been living here for 8 years now in the United States, you know, she's got a job out working with other people from the United States, and it's been a really good experience for her. And even for the two of us, because she understands now what people mean when they say things. She deals with Westerners all day, you know? And so a lot of people will tell you, don't bring your Filipina to the West, and how it's going to Westernize her, and she's not going to be the subservient, traditional little wife that they mistakenly believe she is. And she's just going to become like a bitch and too hard to handle. And yet you see these same people sitting around the Philippines whining about how you can't get your Filipina to understand you, you know? How they're always looking at things from a different perspective, different point of view. And it's true. Little things that you say, especially if you're dealing with someone over there who hasn't had a lot of experience with Westerners, which is a lot of them, they're not going to understand the way you do things sometimes, or even just the expressions that you use. They just have never really heard it before. They're not familiar with that, you know, the little idiosyncrasies of the language and the expressions that we use sometimes. It's like you go to the Philippines and you say something like, you know, man, it's a shame that didn't work out, or it's a shame we didn't do this or that. And they don't understand. You're just saying, oh, gee, too bad, you know. We could have done that or this, or that could have been this way or whatever. They actually take that word shame and like get mad, like, oh, I'm ashamed. It's a shame for me, huh? And all this. Those are the kind of things that happen. You bring your Filipina to the West. I mean, as long as you have a good, solid relationship and you really love each other, you might find out that it actually is good for your relationship, because she understands that there's certain traits that are acceptable in the Philippines that people don't put up with here. The tompo and shit like that, and getting mad and not talking to someone for a week because they pissed you off. They quickly learn here in the United States, you know, we don't put up with shit like that. That's not the way we do things, you know. Try to do that with everybody in your life over here, and you're not going to have much of a life, because nobody's going to want to be around you. And that's the kind of thing that they're not going to learn if you just hang out with them over in the Philippines, especially out in the provinces somewhere, and they never have to deal with anybody that's not like you. If you're the only Westerner they deal with, then yeah, you're going to have issues. But I just think that's something a lot of people miss, and something that can help you in your relationship. Bringing them to the West, where they learn how you think, the background you're from, and they have to deal in their daily life with dozens or hundreds of other people maybe who are from the same background you are. Different kinds of people from all over the place. And it opens up their mind, opens up their way of thinking, and broadens their horizons, so that then they are better able to understand you. Instead of just keeping them in the Philippines and sitting over there and saying, well, I don't want to take them where somebody's going to grow their mind and they're going to leave me. You can look at it as a chance to really help them understand you better. Anyways, that's just my feelings on that. I know there's always going to be people that don't want to take the chance of taking their little girl off somewhere else and having her see a broader world and think, oh, you know, this old pensioner isn't worthy of me anymore and can't give me the kind of life I want. But that's a chance you have to take. There are pluses and minuses for everything.